Going to show you how to create a simple podcast using Audacity software. Audacity is a software package that's available as a free download to anyone. So if you Google Audacity, you'll be able to download it onto a machine at home. It's represented by this icon here, and on the college network it's to be found under all programs, multimedia editing, and then click this icon and you should see this screen. This is the Audacity screen. Now, Audacity's got some quite high-end features, but we're not going to worry about those today. We're simply going to be interested in these, which are basically the buttons we need to record a simple track. So here we have record in the center, we have pause next to it, we have stop next to that, we have skip to the end, which is fast forward basically, skip to the start, which is rewind, and play. So in order to record something, I simply need to record. Click on the record button. Now you can see two things are happening here, one of which is a red bar here which is indicating the level of my recording, and below that we have an audio track being created which again is demonstrating the peaks and troughs of the sound as a blue line. So we're recording at the moment. When we've got as much as we need, we simply need to click on the square here, stop, and I'm going to go back to the beginning and click on play. Now you can see two things are happening here, one of which is a red bar here which is indicating the level of my recording. Right, clicked on pause there, you can hear that it's recorded my voice. We've got no distortion, we can hear what it is. The two green bars here are showing the outputs, so that's the left and right, so it's a stereo track. So everything's fine. So all we need now to do is to click on stop to make sure that the track's now stopped at the beginning. Go over to the file menu and drop down to save project, because we need to save this in order that we might want to open it as a project in the future and make some modifications on it. So I'm going to click save project as, and I'm going to save it in documents, a folder I've created called Audacity. Okay. I'm going to save it as Aud Test 2, and I'm going to click on save. Right, our project should now be saved, so we now got it's fine. If I now wanted to go out of Audacity and then reopen it, I could reopen the project. However, we need one more step in order to make it into a file which can be played on any computer without Audacity. So we need to export this as an MP3, which can be played on, as you would suggest, an MP3 player or a computer. So click on export as MP3. I'm going to again go back and put it into the Audacity file. You can see it says Aud Test 2 MP3 here, and I'm going to click on save. Now it's asking me here if I want to give it titles, etc. I would do that if I wanted to search for it, but at the moment we'll just click on OK. So it's now saved the entire project as an MP3 file. Okay, what that should mean is that I can now click on my documents and go into Audacity, and you can see here that there's one with the little headphones, which is that's the project, and one here which is a musical note on, which is an MP3. So if I now click this, it should open a player for me and play. And this can, the first time you do this can take a bit of time, but anyway. Okay, so it's opened iTunes. Now you can see two things are happening here, one of which is a red bar here which is indicating the level of my recording, and below that we have an audio track being. So, okay, it's basically recorded, it's put it into iTunes on my machine, and we now have an MP3 in a folder which can be deployed anywhere and used as a podcast. It could be emailed, it can be put on a Blackboard, it can be put into a website. And that's how it works. Thank you for your attention.